Time for us to focus on Shelton here, brought to you by our Community Credit Union. And Craig Gregory is in studio with us this morning. Morning, sir.
Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Good morning.
We are talking about lots of things going on. C Street landfill. Let's start with that project. What can you tell us about some updates and information?
Well, we got some increased funding from Department of Ecology recently. A lot of work back and forth with them. We started off with thinking we were going to get a grant through them about 12 months ago, and that kind of fell through. Funding was down for them a little bit, but they had some projects that didn't move forward. So working with them and that relationship with them, and we were able to secure $600,000 in additional funding for the C Street landfill. It came with a 25% match, so the city will put up a couple $100,000 to go along with that to finish the remedial investigation, and also that put about $500,000 to the actual cleanup of the C Street landfill.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so we're moving right along with that and trying to get it finished off and get a completed project there that'll be something that the community can actually get out there and hopefully use. We've had some preliminary thoughts of how we're going to actually cap that and actually finish the cleanup, and there's been a lot of different conversation, but hopefully something maybe the public can actually use out there.
Traditionally, what are some of the ways other municipalities have used these types of areas? When they get them all covered back over, I see in Thurston County, they'll make like a gigantic off-leash dog park perhaps on top of some of this land. Are there other options available?
There are several other options.
Golf course?
We've talked about many different things. Not a golf course at this point, but
probably could though. I mean,
we've talked about turf ball fields. Some kind of park where you would cap it and
Good
something
idea.
else like that. But something maybe the community can use. Something that we haven't been able to get out there and really utilize that property because we've had some some issues with it. But getting an actual cleanup and capping that with some material that'll keep all of that the contaminants down underneath that, and then something that the community can use and enjoy.
Okay,
nice.
Yeah,
very good.
Been seeing a lot of road crews here, and you sounded very excited when you heard the weather forecast. It's going to be nice the next 10 days or so. Saw some great video on the city's Twitter feed of that machine paving Proctor maybe the other day. Was that where they were? I don't remember where it was.
They were been out mostly in the south end of town to start with. This morning they're actually down getting ready to pave Front and Coda, an intersection that has been a real maintenance nightmare for us for a very long time. So we're going to go in and put a 3-inch overlay on that. And we've ground some of the old cold mix out of there and overlay it with 3 inches of asphalt from First Street to Front, and then on Front Street back about 20 yards in each direction.
So those folks thinking about this right now, Front is not the main drag. It's one away, right? It's one closer to Sierra Pacific.
Correct.
That's
correct.
Front Street.
Further to the east, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they'll continue to move through. They're scheduled to be done with all of our 20 residential blocks by the end of the day Monday. So getting through all of those, and it has looked fantastic. Lots of good residential blocks being paved out there. And then we did have some paving also on the downtown connector project last week through some of the rainier weather that we've had, but we were okay to get some of that pavement down over just crushed gravel base course. So the first lift on downtown connector from 3rd to 7th. So you'll see some of that roadway out there. We don't plan to open all of Alder Street this winter. Most of it is going to remain closed through the winter with only a 2-inch lift on that to start with, and then we'll come back and put the wearing course on next spring. So.
Okay.
But lots of good stuff going on out there with paving. Unfortunately, First Street continues to be closed. We do have a tentative schedule to pave that First and Alder intersection on the 17th and 18th. So hopefully opening that back up, not opening actual Alder, but at least widening out First Street to make that a little easier getting through there.
How are the citizens understanding and dealing with all the construction that's been going on? Have you been hearing a lot, or does it seem like folks have pretty much settled down on?
Well, we still hear some.
Yeah,
we deal with some. It's been more of I think more of what we've heard of is the businesses being affected down in, especially in that First and Alder Street intersection, and affecting really those businesses down there. It's really difficult to get down there. So if you can make the extra effort to get down there and support those local businesses in that area, and they are still all open and open to business. So get down there and support them if you can.
Well, that's a good idea.
Great
It's a tough situation for them. They're smack dab in the middle of two major projects going on, and for an extended period of time. So anything we can do to support them, give a shout out to all of those businesses.
You could
down
only
there.
tell them so often that, hey, it's going to look great.
Yes.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be nice when this is done.
right now, but it's going to be great.
Yeah, for 12 months, it's a little rough on those guys down there. But for the most part, they've been fairly understanding, and I think the motoring public has certainly gotten used to the changes, and the 7th and Alder Street intersection, I think since we took that signal out and made that just a through traffic, so they weren't having to stop, I think certainly works a lot better.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, everybody seems to be appreciating
Everybody likes that.
Yeah.
Is the parking impacted very much for those businesses at First and Alder there, or can they still get into the parking lot there? And
Yes, everything is open. That parking lot is open.
fine,
It's tough to see how to get into that entrance and actually get into the parking area, but the normal entrances both on the east and west ends of that little plaza are both open. So they can get in there, and parking is not affected. So
okay, good.
Yeah, in and out of there is a little difficult, but parking in there is pretty easy at this point. So
Cool. Craig Gregory, City of Shelton Public Works Director, helping us focus on Shelton this week and every week, brought to you by our Community Credit Union. Good to see you.
thanks so much.
Thanks for coming in.